Good morning, everybody. Hello. It's working on the laptop this morning, so no ultra close ups of my tired face today. I hope you've all had a good week. Um, Apologies for those who I said I was going to be doing this chat on Friday. I've got to be honest. Um, Over the last couple of days, I've just really not been feeling myself. Um, I know I kind of preach and practice all this mindfulness and things like that all the time, but it's still, it still affects it still can catch you out. We're all human. So I thought I'm going to be really honest with you all and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's been happening. So over the last few days, I've been feeling really irritable, grumpy, just not myself and out, just really out of sorts. Couldn't figure out why. You know, I was meditating because I've been doing this abundance thing. Just couldn't, you just, I wasn't feeling it, really feeling out of sorts and couldn't figure out why. So I really had to go really deep into myself and think, right, what's going on for you here? What? Nothing's changed. Everything was still going on the same as normal. My life's still the same. I still got the same people in it. I'm still doing the same activities, which I'd put in to make sure that life was good for me. But I just wasn't connecting with it, and I couldn't figure out why. And I realised I'd started doing something, a lot of something, and I'd stopped doing another thing. What I'd started doing a lot of was complaining. The more I complained, like the law of attraction works, the more things I found to complain about. So the more and more and more grumpy I was getting, the more irritable I was getting. And what? Hi, Jay. Hi, or hi, Leslie. So yeah, the more grumpy I was getting, the less I was able to do the good stuff, which is practice gratitude. Um, and I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, I'm really grateful for the fact that I'm alive and I'm awake. The really small things. So I was thinking, I'd just had enough. So by yesterday, I was like, right, stop the bus. I'm getting off this grumpy bus because I cannot be good to be around for other people that I live with. Um, I'm just right, restart, get myself out of this mood. So off I went to the beach, put my feet in the sand, right on the water's edge, and really had a good talking to myself and started practicing gratitude again. I'll tell you the types of things that I found in gratitude yesterday. And it's how you look at it, right? So obviously, I'm really grateful that I live right close to the beach. I know not a lot of people do, and it's just literally a 15-minute walk, but I did drive. But I was able to just do that. So I was really grateful for that. Another gratitude was we decided to go for an ice cream and there wasn't a queue. Now, some people might just not really think anything about that, but it meant I didn't have to wait because it was boiling hot and I was bursting for the toilet. So I was really grateful for that. Um, Other things to be grateful for, I've lived in this street for nearly 2 years, and I noticed yesterday when I was walking the dogs on my way home, one of the neighbours from up the street smiled at us, and I thought, what a lovely smile she's got. And it just, lifted us a little bit and made me smile back. She didn't have to smile at us, or I could have just not really paid any much attention to it. But it's how you view things. Another thing was we ordered a mattress from, like Woucher or somewhere like that a few weeks ago, and the delivery date was July. And yesterday I was just ironing some clothes, thinking, oh, my back's really hurting us because I suffer quite bad with a bad back. And literally seconds later, there was a knock at the door. The mattress had been delivered. I was like, wow, like this type of stuff. So these things happen all the time. Again, no queue in Asda, fantastic. It meant I could just go straight in. And like people might think, well, why is that such a great deal? Because if I think about how would I have felt if I'd have had to stand in a queue in the heat, so it might not seem like a fantastic thing, but if you look at it deeply and think, right, okay, so what would my life have been like if that hadn't have happened? So here I am today feeling loads better. I've had a good sleep on my new mattress, and been practicing gratitude. Tell you what else I realised I'd not done as well. I've been not doing things like reading and stuff like that. I do this page a day thing. You'll have seen us posted sometimes on the page. I was 10 days behind. It'd been 10 days since I'd sat down and read. And what had I been doing instead? Spending too much time on social media. So we've got to look at how we can swap these things around. So anyway, that's what's made us decide to, no, come on today, just do it. I really, really want to talk about raising your vibration, because all that stuff's to do with that. So what is raising your vibration? So we're all made of energy. Everything in the world is made out of energy. Every cell has an electrical charge. Every atom has an electrical charge, unless it's a neutron, obviously. Um, maybe not science. My son will be proud. So yeah, so everybody has energy about them, and it all kind of operates at a different frequency. Um, so, like if you walk into, hi Sophie. So when you walk into a room, you can like sometimes just feel like, oh, it doesn't feel very comfortable in here. You feel in the energy of that room, or the people in it. You come across somebody and you think they just make you feel dead happy. They've got loads of they're just like buzzing a bit. They've got a really high vibrational energy output, and it just makes you feel really good. You can also find those people who are like, oh, I'm not sure about them, or what I call mood hoovers or emotional vampires. Those, you just want to stay away from those people. That's really low vibrational stuff. It can really suck your energy out of you as well. So that's we're all made of energy. That's how energy works. So the higher you raise your vibration, the more positive stuff you put out, you feel, you sense, all that type of thing. The higher you raise your vibration as well, the more low vibrational stuff you lose. So think of it like, I don't know, some of you might be too young for this, but I was a 70s child, and those spinning tops where you press the top, and the more that you press it, the faster it spins. So the faster it spins, if you imagine things stuck to it, as it spins faster, things that aren't moving at the same resolution, aren't traveling at the same frequency and vibration, start to fall off. So those things can be like low vibrational thoughts, low vibrational actions and habits that you do yourself, but also low vibrational people. So once you get onto this path and you start raising your vibration, you might find that your social circle changes. Mine absolutely has. But also though, you sort of meet people who are on your vibrational level as well. Um, so yeah, we need to try and get rid of all that low vibrational stuff in order for us to raise our vibration and us able to live much more wholesomely, much more fulfilling. And these are a few ideas of how to do that. Okay, so gratitude, absolutely top of my list. Like I say, not just oh, I'm really, really grateful for that. It's the small things. Like, it's really important for me to drink a lot of water, because because energy flows better. This is another thing for raising your vibration as well, by the way. The more hydrated you are, the easier energy travels through your body. And I'm absolutely rubbish at that for some reason, but my partner always brings us a little bottle of water. He can see that it's empty and he'll do it, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, it's a small act, but for me, I really, really, really appreciate that. When someone smiles at you, the fact that the sun's shining, we notice these things, but we don't really pay attention to them. We don't think, would it have been different if that hadn't have happened? Someone holding a door open for you, someone giving you a compliment, someone making you a cuppa, just anything like that. Just be mindfully aware and be grateful for that. What I also used to do, and I've stopped doing this and I'm going to start doing it again, was I would set myself a task for at the end of the day to try and write 10 things throughout the day that I've been grateful for. If you're feeling really, really low, that can be a massive task. It's just too much, too overwhelming. So even just 1 to 3 things, really. But if you know you're going to do that at the end of the day, it makes you pay attention throughout the day much more. And you have to remind yourself, um, keep remembering them, because you're going to have to write them down later. So the more you're thinking about them, the more positive thoughts you're having, and the less room there is for the negative stuff to come in. Gratitude is absolutely massive. If you're being grateful and practicing gratitude, what you can't do is the low vibrational stuff of complaining, which is what I was doing. Um, Focusing on the negative stuff rather than focusing on the positive stuff. It's so easy to slip in between these things. It's just catching yourself in time, being aware and talking about it. As well as that, as well as gratitude, also practicing acceptance. Now this can be really hard. It really, really can. The things just are the way they are, and there's probably nothing, if anything, or very little that you can do to change that. Um, Understanding is different from accepting. I had a conversation with someone. She was like, she was like, yeah, I accept that, and I'm like, she said, I accept that, but right, if there's a but, then you're not really accepting it. What you might be saying is, I understand, but I'm not happy about it. Because if you accept something, it no longer gets to you, irritates you. I'm not saying that you have to agree with anything, but it's like, okay, I accept, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how it is. I'm not going to let it bring my vibrations down. Okay. Also, another way of showing acceptance and is having your own boundaries in place. Not really, not super, super rigid, but you can still be kind and gentle and warm hearted and say no. You can still do those things. Or equally so, still say yes to the things you do want. It's being brave. I keep going on about that. And showing, having those boundaries in place is really, really good at raising your vibration. It stops people from constantly taking from you. It stops you from feeling resentful because you're not doing what you really, really want to do. There, all low vibrational stuff. Okay. Right. Meditation. I go on about this all the time. And I so feel for my daughter, right? My daughter's been trying to get me to meditate for years, like years and years. And I'm like, haven't got time for that. I don't need to do that. I'm quite self aware. Thank you very much. All this, all that stuff, all these excuses to not do it. I don't know why I was making excuses, but I'm like, no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. So I I was introduced to meditation probably the most difficult way. Like I said, I went to this Tibetan Buddhist monastery in Scotland for the weekend to learn how to meditate, and I was taught to sit in that uncomfortable lotus position and basically stare at a spot on the ground for a weekend. Really, really difficult. But I went from not being able to keep my mind clear at all to being able to do it for about 5 seconds. And at the time, for me, 2 years ago, that was epic, right? But meditation doesn't have to be like that. I've spoken about this before. Literally standing still, dropping your shoulders, a couple of big deep breaths in and out, and being mindful of the air that's happening to you, going in and out, listening to the nature around you, whatever, just clearing your mind. You've meditated, fantastic. Obviously, the more you can meditate, like there's lots of guided ones. If you are saying, I haven't got time for that, right? Why are you not saying that you're worth 10 minutes out of your hectic schedule, 10 minutes out of your day? I'm not clever enough to work out how many minutes there are in a day, but if you don't think you're worth 10 minutes to just lie down, pop some headphones in, listen to a guided meditation, why? Why are you not worthy enough to have that 10 minutes out of your day? Because I promise you, it massively relaxes you, it hugely raises your vibrations because stuff doesn't bother you as much. Why are you not worth that 10 minutes a day? Really ask yourself that question if you're like, I haven't got time. Because that was me. That was me. And I think it was because I was a little bit like unsure of it, or I thought it was a little bit way out there, woo, that kind of stuff. But it's just, I wish I'd clicked onto it. It took us until I was 40 to start meditating, and I wish I'd have listened to my daughter. I was telling her about this, and she's like, Mum, daughter's all right sometimes. I'm like, I know. So yeah, please meditate, just even a tiny bit, even if it's just those couple of breaths when you're feeling yourself getting irritable, stressed out. Just take some time out, put yourself on the time out step and just have a think and have a relax and have some big deep breaths. So sunshine, nature, excellent ways of raising your vibration. Just being aware, when I did that meditation on Sunday, those of you who were in the group, just being aware of the elements, listening to the sounds of nature, feeling it, feeling the sun on your face, feeling the ground beneath your feet, just tuning into what's around you in terms of natural nature stuff, not tuning what's going around with all the chaos and everything. Just leave that to one side. Just spend some time just in nature. Some people like the beach, some people like the woods, but don't just go for a walk. Be mindful about it. Pay attention to the sounds, the smells, the feel and all that type of stuff. It really helps you connect to the earth. It really helps ground you and it really raises your vibration. Um, sound vibrations are really good as well. That can be anything. I had this amazing like it was Reiki. It was Reiki, a Reiki session, and she used some shamanic drumming. and it absolutely rattled me bones. It was amazing. Ali Avery, she's called. Um, she it really just shook us, like it was mad. But so you sound healing like that, but it doesn't have to just be like full on that. I've got a singing bowl that I use as well. That's good for really clearing negative energy, raising the vibration of yourself, of the room. But just things like music, right? Put it on loud as long as your neighbours don't complain and it's not late. Put it on loud, sing along no matter how crap you are singing. I always sing in the shower and I always dance in the shower as well. Probably a little bit of a health and safety issue there. But yeah, it's me time to just, the water's washing everything away from us and I'm having a good sing and a good dance to music that really lifts us. That's a really good way of raising your vibration as well. Dancing's absolutely fantastic. Even if you're rubbish at it, who cares? Just give it a bit jig. Doing things as well that you really enjoyed before you were 8, because when we reach 8 we start becoming really self-aware and self-conscious, and that's when we start judging ourselves. But before that age, we don't care. We do whatever we enjoy, whatever we love. Think back to those things that you used to enjoy then. If it was roller skating, get yourself some roller skates and go on out. Just don't care what people think. I used to love making mud pies, and I was thinking, can you really make a mud pie when you're nearly 43? But I think what that was about connecting with nature. It was getting the mud and the water and stuff. And I was always manky as a kid, but I love being out climbing trees and stuff. So you might not be able to do exactly that, but just replicate it. Just do stuff that made you happy when you were a kid, because you know that innocence and that fun just raises your vibration loads. So yoga as well is also a really good thing, right? I'm not very good at yoga, I'm not going to lie. So for me, this doesn't raise my vibration very well because I get frustrated with it. So all these things that I'm recommending, only do them if they make you feel good. Otherwise, you're going to get frustrated and angry, and that's just going to lower your vibrations. But yoga, if you can get it right, you know, with a good yoga teacher will tell you that yoga is about your own yoga. It's not comparing yourself to anyone else. It's not comparing yourself to the instructor. It's just you learning how to breathe, learning how to stretch yourself in certain positions that frees up a lot of energy traps and stuff inside of you, but you only do it to your own ability. I was doing it for a couple of years, but I had a really bad ankle injury that ended up needing an operation. But that's another story. And I took my partner with us. Yes, bless him. He's got absolutely no coordination whatsoever, but he was trying his best to keep up with everyone else. And I kept saying, "You've just got to do what's right for you." And he said it was the hardest thing he's ever done in his life. But yeah, just don't do yoga like that. Do it in your own, your own way. Reading is another way of raising your vibration. Stuff that you enjoy, things that you can either escape with, or stuff that you enjoy learning, depending on what type of person you are. I'd stop doing that, like I said. Get creative, drink plenty of water. Like I say, that really helps energy flow through you. And if possible, eat clean food. And I know this is quite hard, especially because of how we're living at the moment. We all just want to eat comfort food and stuff like that. But comfort food, pasteurized food, all that stuff that's got loads of chemicals and stuff in that's not good for your vibration. But easier said than done. I'm guilty of this. This is definitely something that I struggle to do, especially at the moment. But if you can, eat good, clean food, um, and that will help, because I know that I feel better when I have got a good diet. I definitely feel better. I don't feel as sluggish. I don't feel like I've got no energy. I sleep better. So it does work. It's just really difficult. So you probably can't do all of these things at the same time, but just start giving some of them a little bit of a go and just see how it feels. Because the stuff that we tend to do that really lowers your vibration, like I was saying, complaining, getting yourself involved in other people's dramas, having opinions on other people's dramas and feeling the need to share them, ruminating on stuff, that self-talk, complaining to yourself, not having healthy boundaries, allowing people to just kind of take from you, but then resenting them for that, even though you're the one that's let them do that in the first place. All this kind of stuff really lowers your vibrations. Being lazy. Now, being lazy, that sounds a little bit harsh. That can be that's different from actively choosing to take time out and relax, and we all need to do that. But I've been guilty of this over the last few days as well. Gotten lazy, can't be bothered, didn't want to take the dogs out, just getting, want to just sit on the sofa or on the deck and outside. But I wasn't being mindful with that. I was just being lazy, and that really, really did lower my vibrations. Just being quite sluggish, slow, going to bed too late, not drinking enough water. Unfortunately, drinking alcohol lowers your vibrations as well. Alcohol, drugs, smoking, even medication to some extreme, because anything that you're taking in that's a toxin to your body lowers your vibrations. But I'm guilty of that. We're not perfect. You've just got to try your best. Um, Spending too much time on social media is possibly, for me, one of the biggest um, things that lower my vibration. I get caught up in stuff. I came off Facebook for a long time, and I only came back on because of the business page. But I've slowly over time started getting sucked into reading other people's stuff, getting drawn into debates on pages that have got nothing to do with me. Um, it's just not good for me. So be mindful of how much time you spend on social media. For those who are saying I haven't got time to do any yoga, I haven't got time to do any exercise, haven't got time to read, I haven't got time to meditate, to do any meditation, check how long you're spending on social media and see, could I cut some of that out and replace it with something that's more high vibrational. So have a go with one, some, all of those things. Don't overwhelm yourself. But like I say, only do it if it makes you feel good, if you feel like you're getting something out of it, like exercise. Oh, that's really, really good. Anything that gets your blood pumping, but it's got to be an exercise that you enjoy. I tried loads of stuff and I don't like most of it, but I do like dancing. That gets your blood pumping. I used to love playing roller derby, but unfortunately I can't do that anymore. But even just going for a walk, you're going to achieve loads of stuff going on a walk. You're connecting with nature, you're getting your blood pumping, you're outside, you're not being lazy, but it's the thought of it. It's the thought of having to get your shoes on, get yourself out and get going. But if you can do it, but be mindful about it, don't be grumpy. Because if you're being grumpy, you're going to start complaining. And if you're complaining, you lower your vibration. So try and find some things that do one thing today that you think it will help with increasing your vibrations. For me, the easiest thing is the gratitude list, because even if you're feeling really, 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 really low, you can still find something um, to be grateful for. About 2 years ago, I went through some huge life changes and ended up with quite bad depression. And there's a woman who I'm friends with, and she's absolutely an inspiration to me. No matter how bad life gets, she can always, every day she does it, and she's been doing it for about 4 years. She writes a list of things that she's been grateful for in a day. And I know this woman has really, really struggled with her mental health over the years. And even on the worst of the worst days, she still finds something to be grateful for. And I think that's so admirable and inspiring. She's right up there for me. And I started to do that. And it helped. It started to lift us up out of a really dark place. So try that. Spend a day noticing three things. And it could just be someone made you a cuppa, like I've said. It's a beautiful sunny day out there for you sun worshippers. The fact that one of the roses, my first rose, bloomed on the rose bush outside, and I was like, that's beautiful. It's going to happen whether I appreciate it or not, but it's just switching your mindset around a little bit to noticing things, being more mindful of things and appreciating them. So give it a go and let us know how you get on. And that's it. If anybody's got any questions, just give us a shout. And let us know how you get on with it. I hope you found this beneficial, and maybe understand a little bit more about because I post loads about raising your vibration, and I was just thinking some people might not have a clue what I'm talking about, and that's okay, because unless you know it, you don't know it. So yeah, let us know how you get on. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and have a great week. Take care. Bye. Thanks for listening.